What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Pitching Ninja's Filthiest Pitches of the Day. I am Pitching Ninja, and I'm here with Will Leahey. Will, does it ever intimidate you to be on this show with such a great-looking dude like me? An older gentleman.
Ninja, it's a constant source of intimidation just being here in your presence with the silver fox with the sexual beard. It's tough, man. But watching the Yanks Giants yesterday, it's always a good time to see Tyler Rogers because you never know what he's going to do and what kind of alien pitches he's got. But yesterday he went with the old dirt scoop K to DJ LeMahieu. I haven't seen this before, Ninja. What do you think of this pitch?
You know, I haven't seen it before. Everyone knows he releases the ball low. I posted this on X. And somebody said, is that dirt that is coming up from this pitch? And I zoomed in and looked at a few replays, thinking it could be rosin, potentially. You know, some guys have a lot of rosin on their hand. Nope. He releases the ball so low to the ground that it kicks up dirt. This is absolutely ridiculous. It's actually pretty damn cool. The other thing that's unique about Rogers is he has a slider that actually rises more than his fastball, which makes no sense until you realize everything he does is upside down. When you release a ball that low with that type of release, you're actually putting the reverse spin that you would usually see from an overhand pitcher, kind of like that dude who was throwing those glitchy pitches the other day, the one that everybody said was a screwball. He's really throwing a curveball from almost a left-handed arm slot because he's so over the top that he's on the other side. Same thing with Rogers. He's so low that when he releases the ball, he puts a different spin on it. His slider actually rises more than his fastball, as you can see in this overlay. It's so cool. I love this. Well, we're going to start with our whip around the league. Let's start out with Simeon Woods Richardson, who had 6 Ks in 4 1/3 innings, giving up 3 runs, and had these changeups and sliders as the Twins beat the Astros 4-3. He faced Hunter Brown, who had 7 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 3 runs, and had these knuckle curves. I thought Brown looked actually pretty decent. Casey Mize pitched yesterday. The Tigers won 8-4. He had 4 Ks in 4 innings, giving up 2 earned runs. It is absolutely painted 98-mile-an-hour heater and this curveball. And he faced Brian Bayo, who had 5 Ks in 6 1/3 innings, giving up 4 earned runs. The pitch of the game for Bayo yesterday, and this is kind of unusual for him, was his sliders. He had this slider and picked up a White Castle special with these sliders. In fact, 6 of his 8 whiffs this game were on sliders, and that's the least used of his 3 pitches. I'm sorry, Will.
Well, yeah, and then the Sox heroically came back to tie it up in the 8th, and then the booze bag blew it in the 10th.
Yeah, I still like Boozer's story, but the story is much better when you win. Zach Littell pitched yesterday and helped the Rays beat the Orioles 4-3. He had 2 Ks in 6 innings, but gave up 11 hits and 3 runs. It really wasn't a typical Zach Littell outing. Like, I expect him usually to be better. He's been kind of a quiet hero this year. He did have these nasty splitters. He faced Cole Irvin, only had 1 K in 6 1/3 innings, giving up 2 runs, and had this cutter. Jake Irvin, no relation, had 6 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 2 runs. His ERA now is 3.39, and I know he's struggling a little bit earlier in the year, but he seems to have found himself. That curveball's been a weapon, and I like the way this guy throws. He had this fastball off the plate. You'd hear the announcers, "We're sure this was ball 4, but thanks to the umpire, it wasn't," as well as these nasty curveballs. And Irvin helped the Nats beat the Guardians 5-2. And he outdueled Carlos Carrasco, who had 5 Ks in 4 innings, giving up 5 runs, and had this painted fastball and slider. Freddie Peralta had 7 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 4 hits and 3 runs, as the Brewers downed the White Sox 6-3. Had these fastballs and changeup. Didn't look spectacular, but good enough to win. He faced Nick Nastrini, who had 1 K in 4 innings, giving up 4 runs, and had this slider.
And Ninja, this game was a little marred in controversy as Tommy Pham gets sent to run home here and crashes into William Contreras. And the two had words, and then Pham said this post-game.
1-run ball game. I'm nailed out at home by a mile, going to the dugout, and I hear the tough guy with all the hoorah. I'll never start anything, but I'll be prepared to finish it. There's a reason why I do all kinds of fighting in the off season, because I'm prepared to somebody up.
Ninja, I'm usually not exactly on the tough guy side in baseball. Unless they're actually throwing down, then I don't really want to hear it. But frankly, I think, I don't know what was said exactly on the field, but I think Contreras might be the wrong here, because if this happened in baseball any time before the last couple of years, Contreras would have got the Ray Fosse treatment here and gotten absolutely decked. It would have been the perfect time for him to get smoked. And Pham didn't go in that hard. He went in a little hard, but he softened up. And I think I might be on Pham's side here, Ninja. What do you think?
I think Contreras gave him a lane to slide and he didn't take it and just decided to go right at Contreras. I know Pham is a tough guy, a little bit of a loose cannon at times. I don't know. I'm not sure.
So
I'm
you
on.
disagree, Ninja? How about this? How about we
I do
fight
dis-
about it, all right? You son of a bitch.
I do disagree, but no, I think he gave him the lane and he should have taken it.
You know, I got to say, Ninja, it's not a bad point. In retrospect, he gave him the lane, and maybe he should have just taken it.
You know what I don't get though is listen to the White Sox announcer. Like, I don't like using the word cringe. I think cringe is a cringy word at this point. This is pure cringe.
Contreras is barking at him. Tommy Pham barking back. Nah, we ain't taking that. We ain't taking that from the Brewers. I don't care how many L's we got this year. We ain't taking that.
What are you doing? Like, your player's arguably in the wrong here.
The announcer just somehow gave them another L. You flipped me, Ninja. I'm fully just pro Brewers now.
Chris Bassett led the Blue Jays to a 5-4 victory thanks to his 7 strikeouts in 5 innings, giving up 3 runs. He had these cutters, 2-seamers, and pretty slow curveball. And he faced Quinn Priester at 3 Ks and 4 2/3 innings, giving up 4 runs, and had this slider. 2 filthy young pitchers faced off against each other, Nick Lodolo and Ben Brown, and honestly, the results were underwhelming to me. The Reds beat the Cubs 5-2. Nick Lodolo, who is a filth merchant, had only 3 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 2 runs. He had this backdoor breaking ball and this fastball. And Ben Brown had 6 Ks in 5 innings, but gave up 5 runs. He had these fastballs and knuckle curves. And this day was like really confusing to me, Will. We had Ben Brown, Hunter Brown, Cole Irvin, Jake Irvin, Trevor Rogers, Tyler Rogers, and Taylor Rogers all pitching. When I'm writing these names down, I'd rather just put Brown. I don't like having to put Hunter Brown. And
It's a tough life, Ninja.
this has been a PSA from Pitching Ninja. Nestor Cortez had 7 Ks in 4 1/3 innings, giving up 3 runs as the Yankees beat the Giants 7-5. Somehow, I didn't think this was going to happen. The Giants had their number yesterday. Nestor had this drop-down fastball and the sweeper, and he faced Blake Snell, who had 7 Ks in 4 2/3 innings, giving up 3 runs, and had this curveball, slider, and changeup.
The Yankees came back here, and the runs actually were not off of Blake Snell by and large. He finally got his ERA under 10. He's doing big.
Yes. Snellzilla, reigning Cy Young winner, ERA finally below 10. You go, Blake. Lance Lynn had 4 Ks in 4 innings, giving up 4 runs, but none of them were earned. The Cards beat the Phils 5-4. He had this 2-seamer, and there weren't a lot of Lance Lynn antics yesterday, but he kind of grabbed his crotch after this pitch. I don't know if it was sticking to his thigh or what, but had to readjust himself or just say, like, got big balls, got out of this situation. I think it's probably the latter. He also had this elevated fastball and cutter, and he faced Ty Walker, who had 5 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 4 runs, and had this fastball and splitters. Brandon Pfaadt had 8 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 4 runs. These fastballs and wicked sweepers. I love his sweeper. It's just got this really sharp movement. And he helped the D-backs edge the Mets 5-4. He faced Jose Quintana, who had 4 Ks in 4 innings, giving up 3 runs, and had this curveball. Cole Ragans had 6 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 1 run as the Rangers topped the Padres 4-3. He had this heater, and I thought his nastiest pitch yesterday were these sliders. Check out these sliders. He picked up a sword on this, and then this one that was almost a soul-crushing sword, trying to hold it back as best you can. You can't do it. You end up falling to your knees, vanquished by Cole Ragans. Ragans faced Michael King, who had 4 Ks in 7 innings, giving up 1 run, and these 2-seamers and sweepers. Gavin Stone had 6 Ks in 5 innings, giving up no runs as the Dodgers blanked the Rockies 4-0. Had these sliders and changeups. And don't look now, but Gavin Stone's ERA is 2.90. I've been in this guy's camp the entire time. I know he struggled, but he is showing what he is, a good pitcher. And the Dodgers have a lot of them. He faced Austin Gomber, who had 2 Ks in 3 innings, giving up 3 runs, and had this curveball and slider. Andrew Heaney had 7 Ks in 6 scoreless innings, giving up 4 hits as the Rangers blanked the Marlins 6-0. He had this fastball and slider, and he's just a weird, his release is kind of weird, and it gives hitters fits. He's able to throw elevated fastballs and nasty sliders due to his mechanics. You see this from a front view. It's like his front knee gives a lot, and it ends up making him kind of throw uphill, which defeats those launch angle swings a little bit because it doesn't intersect with the bat path very well. He outdueled Trevor Rogers, who had 3 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 4 runs and had these changeups. Luis Castillo was excellent yesterday. He had 6 Ks in 7 innings, giving up no runs. As the Mariners dominated the Angels 5-1, he had these heaters, this changeup on a strike him out, throw him out double play, and this slider. And here's an overlay of his fastball and slider. You can see how those 2 pitches work together to give hitters fits. He outdueled Griffin Canning, who had 4 Ks in 6 2/3 innings, giving up 1 run. Canning's best pitch this game, I thought, was his changeup. These things are filthy, and he picked up a sword on this one. The Braves beat the A's 3-1 behind Charlie Morton. Morton had 6 Ks and 6 scoreless innings, giving up only 1 hit. He did allow 5 walks, but the curveball was the pitch for him, as it often is. He had these curveballs up to 3,317 RPMs. Filthy stuff from CFM. He outdueled Luis Medina, who was pretty good yesterday himself. He had 6 Ks in 5 2/3 innings, giving up no earned runs and only 2 hits, and had these nasty breaking balls. Now onto my filthiest relievers. Brian Abreu had this fastball and slider. Austin Adams had this nasty slider. Yohan Duran had this curveball. Kevin Herget had these changeups, and this last one is really disgusting. And he's no relation to Jimmy the Human Glitch Herget, who's a friend of the show. Orion Kirkering had this filthy sweeper. Matthew Liberatore had these nasty sliders. Nate Pearson had this 99-mile-an-hour heater. Ryan Stanek had these heaters up to 99 miles an hour. My top 5 filthiest pitches of the day yesterday. At number 5, we have Reed Garrett and these wicked splitters. Number 4, I have Jojo Romero and these 6 sliders and his K scream. Love this guy. At number 3, we have Justin Martinez and his wicked splitters. At number 2, Cole Ragans and his soul-crushing slider. And at number 1, we have Tyler Rogers and his dirt-scraping slider. And now, my pitching ninja moment of Zen. I love this, a hidden ball trick in the College World Series. This is fantastic. Will, would you have fallen for this?
I was thinking that. Honestly, probably yeah. You get to the doldrums of the game, you might just you check out once in a while.
In case you didn't know, the great Sarah Langs, who is fantastic analyst for MLB, has ALS. And I love what Major League Baseball has done for her, just honoring her all day yesterday on Lou Gehrig Day. And I love the fact I had something to do with this, at least. We came up with this idea for this t-shirt and everybody was wearing it. This is really cool. We've raised over $150,000 for ALS research. If you want to buy one, go over to RotoWear, pick up a t-shirt, and do it for a good cause. Awesome stuff for a fantastic person. My picks of the day today are a 3-leg parlay. I'm going to start out with Kevin Gosman for 6 Ks or more, then take Nate Eovaldi for 5 Ks or more, and top it off with Matt Waldron for 5 Ks or more. What would your picks of the day be?